Can your connected car be hacked? The answer is yes, and that was the topic discussed here at the Billington Global Cybersecurity Summit inside Detroit's Cobo Center. The conference brought together both automotive thought leaders and government officials.
We are now on the cusp of another transformation, and auto industry is at the front of that transformation, the so-called Internet of Things. And I've heard some people use the analogy, if you think about horse and carriage to the automobile, the type of transformation of a car with a driver to a driverless car is equally seismic. As we do that transformation, we can't make that same mistake again of not building by design cybersecurity in on the front end. Or here, we're not going to be dealing with, and I'll walk through some of this, important issues like economic espionage and theft. What we're going to be dealing with is preventable loss of life. And so I think we're at the right moment to focus on it and make sure we don't make that mistake.
We're very proud that in automotive we've helped build security into 10 million cars. Of course, there is no single silver bullet. You have to compose security out of a handful of crucial ingredients to protect the communications, protect the modules individually, to manage all of the modules in the car across a whole lot of cars over the course of the decade or more that car is going to spend on the road. And then you need a security analytics center, a security operations center, a vehicle security operations center, to then take all of that security telemetry back from all of that fielded security technology and analyze it and find where those very sophisticated adversaries are trying to work their way through your defenses. Because you'll always make mistakes in those first three cornerstones, and unless you have that vehicle security operations center to really keep your eye on what's happening out there, you're going to get outgamed.
The summit also discussed cybersecurity lessons learned from outside the automotive sector.
The 100 million lines of code in a luxury vehicle didn't just come from the automotive industry. That a lot of that code base is shared across a lot of verticals, so information sharing across verticals is important, and then diving down into your supply chain and really understanding where software and vulnerabilities are coming from in your supply chain.
We face over 2 billion targeted attacks per year on our network. And this is not atypical of a company our size. So in our enterprise security program, we carry the weight of not just protecting our intellectual property from theft, but ultimately the integrity and cyber resilience of the weapon systems themselves. Our enterprise, like many of those in the auto industry, is both large and dispersed. We have over 95,000 endpoints on our global network, a network that spans 410 network sites, operating in every corner of the globe, including combat zones and in austere environments. One additional demand presented by our industry is that we are required to report to the government any significant intrusions. So like the auto industry, we are highly focused on our own enterprise security. The way in which we have managed this complex problem is different, I think, than what many others do. Rather than build a monolithic, centralized cyber defense capability, we have taken a slightly different tack. Given the diversity of our businesses, as I described earlier, we have opted to establish a strong set of central governance principles and standards. This is our foundation. On top of that foundation, we established an unambiguous executive accountability for each business unit. And with that accountability comes the freedom and the authority to operate and innovate. This allows the business to remain agile and innovative in response to rapidly changing cyber threats and technology. Rather than wait for a corporate top-down initiative approved after long studies, by which time the technology and threat may have changed, our businesses are empowered to act in response to the threats and technology. We think that that makes us stronger.